Very good morning to everyone in our TBC community. This is John once again, and I'm doing a live broadcast today on the 9th of August at 10:30 a.m. We are having fine weather here. I'm looking out of the window, and we have got good sunshine, clear skies, and a bit of breeze. And I see the trees swaying, and it gives a very soothing effect. Um, a lot of things have been happening lately, and there has been a recent post by admin in the blog, which I would like to review with us today. Before that, let us give a word of appreciation to admin who has done such a fine job over the last 2.5 years by first of all creating this opportunity of the billion coins for everyone in the world today. It is a global effort, it is a global opportunity, it transcends national boundaries, and it draws the whole world together as one. The Billion Coin program has no exceptions. It is open to all men, irrespective of nationality, irrespective of locality, irrespective of your social status, whether you are residing in the cities or you are residing even in the countryside, as many of our members actually do uh, reside in the third world countries and even in the countryside. As I speak, I know that there are many countries in the world, such as Papua New Guinea, which is a front runner for the Billion Coin program, the Philippines, and the nations in the African nations. Uh, we want to really appreciate all the leaders who are in these countries who are helping their own fellow countrymen by organizing them together and also by creating programs and opportunities uh, for them to build wealth through the Billion Coin. Now, basically, the Billion Coin program has been started by admin to overcome poverty in the world. And we are now seeing signs, real urgent signs, that countries in the world, they have come to the realization that the elites of the world are controlling the monetary system, and they are causing a lot of hardship. And many countries now are now looking at turning their currencies into go back currencies. The latest being the US, where President Donald Trump has announced that he is looking at plans and steps towards changing the US greenback into a gold back currency. So I also believe that there are also other nations in the world that are also looking into uh, changing their currencies into the backing of gold. China is another one. China, which is so strong, they are also thinking of changing their currency to be pegged on gold. And we want to thank the admin of TBC, who has, over the past few months, been so far-sighted uh, to be able to take the program, which was started based on the euro dollar. Now we have pegged ourselves against gold. So now the TBC coin is valued based on the grain of gold, or based on the value of grains of gold. In other words, instead of pegging every member to the euro dollar as was started at the very beginning, now the system has changed that we are now pegging the billion dollar, excuse me, the billion coin to the value of grains of gold per individual. In other words, when we succeed and when we arrive in having our targeted 10 billion number of members in the program, each member would be valued or pegged against 1 grain of gold. Now, this has been changed over the recent months when admin has developed a new blockchain whereby the whole program has migrated from the old blockchain and the old TBC wallet of 004 to the new blockchain and the new wallet of TBC 009. So the coin has also been changed into Kringle, and now the Kringle coin is the the exchange that we are looking at in the TBC program. The TBC program remains, but the coin is changed and the pegging and the base of valuation is different. So based on the value of gold today, gold is about 2.6 to 2.8 times higher than the euro. So in other words, instead of getting 1 billion euro dollars, we would be getting maybe 2.8 or even up to 3 times euro dollar when we have our final target achieved. So in other words, our coin may be worth up to even 3 billion euro dollar when it is converted back to the fiat currency. Again, as I said, we want to thank admin for being so far-sighted. He is, first of all, a visionary who has vision into the future and who has got the wisdom and the skills to be able to implement and to design and to effect what he sees and what he envisages. From the blog posting that we have seen, I have noticed that he is always many steps ahead of current events. In fact, I will say that he is way ahead of current events. He is a man of uh, great wisdom and can foresee a lot of things that the ordinary person may not have seen or comprehend. Now, in the latest blog, which was posted on the 8th of August, entitled uh, Kringles Be Quiet, he is dealing here with the Kringles, which are the newer members in the TBC program. Admin started the blog by saying, let us look to the future. Let us fast forward our thinking, fast forward our vision, and let us look to about 2 years from now when we have succeeded in bringing in a billion paid members that are supported with at least 1 million broadcasters, and we are winning the info war against the elite and on our way to end poverty globally in 2020, having tens of millions of merchants accepting Kringles for payment in exchange for just about any product or service that exists, and in fact, having a fully developed TBC or Kringle economy. Now, this is what admin is looking at. And he has even projected that from now 2018 to 2020, we should be able to accomplish our target of recruiting a billion paid members to the Kringle or TBC economy. And when we have this 1 billion members, and as what admin has proposed a couple of months ago, that we encourage and build a million broadcasters. And with these million broadcasters that are distributed and located worldwide, we would have a global network. This global network of 1 million or more broadcasters will become like a gigantic uh, uh, hydra kind of network where there are many, many heads, where there are many, many leaders, not confined to only the bigger countries, not confined to where the masses of the TBC members are, but the broadcasters can be located in either the cities, in the towns, or even in the countryside. It depends on the broadcasters' initiative, wherever they may be. Uh, all that they need to do is actually to hook onto the internet, and there are many, many tools that we can use to do broadcasting. The vision of the admin is that we would be able to achieve at least a million broadcasters. And this would mean that leadership is no more centralized at any particular place, but it is decentralized. And we would be able to overcome, we would be able uh, to neutralize the info war that the elites are propagating throughout the world. And by then, because of our sheer number of 1 billion members, we would be able to attract tens of millions of merchants who are prepared to accept cryptocurrencies for payment. And in this case, they would be more than happy to accept our crypto coins as payment because the world is evolving into a cashless society. So as more and more economies and as more and more countries are looking at accepting cryptocurrencies as a legal tender, they would be able to understand that there is a lot of power, there is a lot of wealth within the TBC or Kringle economy. Because the value of each of us will be reflected in our respective Kringle wallets. And when we begin to fully utilize this money as global currency, we would be such a powerful force in the world economy. And people from outside would begin to look towards the TBC community and they would want to embrace and they would want to join us so that we would become free from the shackles of the elites. They would not be able to control our economic activities. We would be able to buy and sell using our own Kringle currency, and we would be a very self-sustaining and powerful economy to get along. We will succeed in changing the world to where to the we will be succeed we will succeed in changing the world to one where humanity embraces the idea of abundance for all. Here we are not talking of the wealth of the world that is in the hands of the 1% of the people in this world, which are the elites that controls the government, that controls all the central banks of the world. And here we are talking of decentralizing the wealth of the people. And it is where all humanity, as I had mentioned earlier, irrespective of countries, nationalities, culture, education, and religion, uh, when all the people in the world begin to embrace the idea of abundance for all, there is no uh, segregation or there is no uh, discrepancy. So it will be a time when every member in the TBC community having a mass or abundance of wealth in our wallet, we would be able to conquer poverty, and humanity will have the confidence to overcome any problem or challenge that it may face that is ongoing and that will continue to challenge us in the future. The state of misery that is in the world that we see today will be washed away for all of humanity. We, as the human species, have so much more potential than what we see we have today. And it is a potential worth fighting for to achieve. Imagine that the world is free from the clutches and the evil controls of the elites, where they are now making the human race into economic slaves, and uh, where they are uh, dictating the lifestyle for each and every one of us. We would be able to provide for all our own needs because of the abundance that we are creating for members. We are going to create billionaires and millionaires, and therefore we have abundance. And since our cryptocurrency is tagged on the uh, worth of gold, we would have self-sufficient, self-sufficiency and independence to survive and to move on our own. Now, understand that we are now trying to build the economy. Admin and the leaders are trying to continue to build the economy. And admin has gone out of the way to encourage wealth to be distributed to the members. And the way that admin is doing it is admin is rewarding the members who are proactive and who are taking leadership and initiative. And in this sense, admin is rewarding the broadcasters uh, who are proactive, the leadership that are proactive, and the rewards the of the leaders and the broadcasters as compared to basic members is at a ratio of 1,000 to 1. You can see that uh, admin is rewarding the broadcasters and the workers. If you work and if you work hard, you get paid. It is a simple formula. All right. So because the plan is that admin wants to create a million billionaires, and along the way, you start. Admin will also be setting up a billion millionaires, meaning to say a billion people in the world will become millionaires in their own rights. And with all these coins and Kringle coins that is in our wallet, And when we begin to do the distribution state, uh, and when all these are redeemed, they become uh, tangible coins. They become coins that can be transacted, and it provides uh, liquidity. And these coins will now become spendable without any further need. So already we have seen that in many countries, many of the leaders have initiated businesses that are already accepting the Kringle coins. Some clinics in certain countries uh, where the doctors have seen the vision of the TBC and Kringle program, and they are accepting payments for medical treatment, medical supplies in Kringle coins. There are already transactions of land, houses, cars that have been bought and purchased with 100% payment of Kringle coins. So this is what admin is planning, and this is what admin has begun to equip, excuse me, to equip and to train the members to do that. They are rolling out a process, not just one event, but a process. And in time, the future economy will have three social economic classes within the TBC community. First of all, there would be the early achievers who joined the TBC program at the very beginning and also along the period of 2 years plus. These are the TBCians. They are the pioneers, and they are the one who has acquired at least one whole TBC coin, which are valued at 1 billion uh, euro before. But now it would be valued at 1 billion grain of gold. The second group would be the Kringlers. The Kringlers would be those who have not got 1 billion TBC, but they are now having Kringler coins. And they would be able to achieve 1 million Kringle coins and holding a million worth of Kringle coins in their wallet. Uh, they would be a total of about 1 billion of them in the days to come. Then the third group would be the former poor people who are not members of either the TBC or the Kringle program. But these are the people who would now benefit by being paid in 100% Kringle by the TBCians and the Kringlers, paying them or more than a living wage that any government can offer its people. In other words, with the abundance that the TBCians and the Kringlers are having, they would be generous enough to provide jobs and employment. They would be generous enough to pay more than any government would pay their servants or their workers. So the TBCians and the Kringles would become the employers of the world, and they would be the one who are the drivers and the pushers of the economy of the world. So abundance for all means that there is more than enough to generously pay all the working class and to have the means to live dignified life where every need is met with the ability to pay for it from their working income, and that there are more jobs in the world than people to fill them. So when we have so much wealth in the TBC and Kringles program, we would be able to generate business, establish business, as well as to generate jobs and to employ workers. And we would be able to pay for the jobs and the workers at a higher rate and thereby helping the poor who are not members of TBC or Kringles to earn the decent income or an abundance in income, and then they would have a better living standard. So no man, no woman or child have to suffer homelessness or hunger in the modern technological world such as ours, where we who are the TBCians and the Kringles, we have the means to mass produce more than enough of everything needed and efficiently distributing it to every corner of the earth. It is time for humanity to leap forward in a responsible fashion and have truth to be our guiding light. In other words, we should reach out with our abundance. We should utilize our abundance, engage it with the modern technology that we have, and begin to move into mass production of everything that is needed, whether it is food, clothing, utensils, uh, uh, tools, or even equipments and whatever. We should be able to convert this abundance and channel them into productive activities and productive ventures. So finally, most of our paid members will become Kringles, and very little is expected of them as we set them up to be millionaires in the matured version of our TBC and Kringle economy that is laid out in the vision above. Now, we understand based on the Pareto ratio, 2080, only 20% would be proactive and become uh, truly successful. The 80% would be those who just are bystanders, observers, but nevertheless, as long as they are Kringlers, as long as they join the Kringle program, they would become millionaires when the Kringle economy matures. That is when we have reached our target of 1 billion members. These 1 billion members would become millionaires and they would also become uh, uh, they would also be able to live an abundant lifestyle. Now, the most important thing that we should expect from the Kringles is that they must quickly learn how to be quiet. What does it mean? Well, we have been seeing and we have been observing that there are a lot of people who are making a lot of noise in the social media. Remember the saying that is uh, recognized worldwide. It is one thing to be a fool and quite another to prove it by opening your mouth. In other words, if you do not know what to do, if you do not know what to say, don't do it and don't say it. It will prove that you are an ignorant person. You are in this case, a fool. Now, according to the blog, it is very unfortunate that when we bring in people from all over the world, coming from all kinds of diverse background and culture, we would definitely bring along a number of foolish people among us. And as we watch the chats inside the live broadcast, and also as we scan the posts and comments within the TBC Facebook group daily, there are people who are foolish to refuse to do their own broadcast and also excuse themselves from participating in a recruiting effort. And these are the people who are quick to judge, who are quick to express negativity out in the open for the public to see. They are destroying their own future. They are trying to destroy their own program. So they seem to think that their personal difficulties uh, constitute an emergency for our leaders to handle. Well, nobody owes anybody anything. All right. So if you think you have got your own financial problem, you have got your own emotional problem, there is no obligation for the leaders to look after you. They are actually biting their very hands, reaching out to lift them out of their own dire, difficult situation. The very words that they speak bring down the moral of our community, and the foolish words that they utter, the foolish words that they write on the social media, it stains and it twists what we are doing into an ugly representation. Unfortunately, this behavior is the most foolish, and we are looking at that we actually are promoting our Kringles to know and to understand what our broadcasters and what our leaders are working very hard at, not for their own benefit, but for those who are in the community together. Now, they are unpaid workers, they are volunteers, they are leaders who spend their own time, their own money to try to help the whole community. So let's be fair to all these people. Let's be fair to the broadcasters, to the leaders and the builders. And let us stop throwing sand into the machine that is designed to make you wealthy. In other words, just like if you throw sand into the engine, surely the engine will stop and the engine will be destroyed. So these people who are not proactive, who are not builders, not broadcasters, the appeal is to you. Please be quiet if you don't have something nice, if you don't have something positive to say, don't say it. Let us keep working without being distracted by your ugly negativity. And the first step is that we should follow the 23 steps that have been posted in the blog, where we are taught how to become fast start broadcasters. If you have never done broadcasting before, you can do it. All right. Now, there is a great reward in bringing in people, and there's great reward in being a broadcaster. Now, when you bring in somebody new, the gift is 25,000 cookies, and the basic reward for $100 purchase is 100,000 cookies, and that is to the value of 0.00125 TBC coins. When it is fully matured, it will be worth 3 million dollars once we reach a billion uh, members. So imagine that even if you do nothing, if you just join the TBC program or the Kringles program, and you purchase one time $100 purchase, when the program matures with a billion members, your effort would be able to give you over $3 million. All that you have to do is sign up, receive the gift of 25,000 cookies, then go to the back office, complete the Kringle Cash profile, and fill in all your personal details, including photo ID, and then go on to uh, the send button test, where you can uh, answer 10 questions and get the approval to receive the send button. After that, you need just to pay a $10 admin fee once and for all. And you move on to set up the new TBC 009 new wallet. Go to tbc009.net, sign up as a member, and set up your new wallet. Then, with that new wallet, purchase $100 worth of Kringle. And having purchased $100 worth of Kringle, complete the transaction verification on the buyer side in the Kringle Cash back office. Remember that every time when we make a purchase, we have to complete the transaction verification on our side as a buyer and then approach the seller to approve their transaction as a seller in the Kringle badge in the Kringle Cash back office. All right. So if you do nothing else, do at least one thing. Study the block daily so that as you can see, very little is expected of a Kringler in order to turn them into a millionaire over the next year or two. So there is so much for you, Kringles. There's so much that is waiting for you. Do not do not kill the golden goose that lay the golden eggs. So we are in TBC, we are in Kringles program to create wealth and to create abundance. It is not for us alone, but it is for everyone in the world who catches the vision and who wants to adopt the vision and who wants to live the vision. So let us work together. Let us build one another together so that truly the Kringle Cash program will succeed and we will see the making of 1 million numbers of billionaire and 1 billion numbers of millionaire. So as I've just mentioned, as long as you have a membership, as long as you purchase $100 worth of Kringle, you can receive over $3 million when we mature, when we have achieved our billion uh, number benchmark. So this is for today. And I hope that we have been able to clear each other's mind and you have heard and you have understood what the blog has been trying to educate us. And for better understanding, go to the blog every day, read it, understand it. And if you don't understand, reach out to any broadcasters, reach out to any leaders, and we would be more than happy to clarify all your questions and whatever that you need. So I'm going to sign out right now. Listening, thank you, Lord. Thank you that we are able to share our vision with you. Bye bye for today. John signing out right now. See you tomorrow.